You know what I like about some corporations, not many?
Yeah.
Some of them are actually trying to do good in the world, like Kora.
Yeah.
Because for every box of tampons that you get, they actually donate period products and body education to people who otherwise might go without.
And I love that. And you know what else? Kora tampons are made with 100% organic cotton with no pesticides, chlorine, or rayon.
And they're designed for comfort and protection because your period care should work for you and not against you.
And true that, sister, because the best part, guess what? They're easy to find.
You can grab them at Target.
You can grab them at Target.
Yeah.
I love Target and I love Kora.
And I love Kora. But also, if you don't want to grab them at Target, you can order them online at Kora.life. And if you do that, you know what you better do? You better use POD15, code POD15 at checkout to get 15% off.
At Kora.life. That's POD15, Kora.life. And guess what?
Guess what?
We've always said that.
We've always said that.
I'm freaking out.
And we've always said that.
You're sick in the head.
We've always said that. Aiden, I love you. I wanted you to have a party.
And we've always said that.
Hi.
Hey.
Wait.
How are you? How was your morning?
It was good. I have the girls here visiting this weekend.
Yeah. That's so awesome.
And something that's been really like sort of ruining my week is the fact that I got a jute rug from Rugs USA. Shout out Rugs USA. And when I shout you out, I mean you, okay? Because my jute rug stinks.
Can you describe jute?
Jute is this. It's this.
They stink. This place stunk.
Oh, really? Yours stunk too?
It
That's
stunk
kind of
big
grounding.
time. And that's a big old one. It
Well,
stunk a lot.
how long did it take to unstink?
I'd say like 4 days at least.
But yours has been
So yeah, mine's
like a
been 4
week?
days, and now it's
Oh.
finally sort of settling.
Holy
I
cow.
left it outside on my patio, like
Why would
like
a jute stink? I don't understand.
I think it held water, moisture, and it smells moldy.
Ugh.
So
Okay, if you guys want to tune in video, there's a jute rug behind us, but basically what it is kind of like a straw sort of braided thing.
yeah, it's like a straw.
Yeah.
like a
But
braided.
it looks. How does it look? You just say what I said in a
Yeah.
different voice so that they understand.
Wait, what did you ask?
Do you like how it looks?
Oh, I love the way it
Oh,
looks.
okay, so
Here,
that's
I'm
all that
gonna post
matters.
a picture right
so
here.
it's legit poison, but it doesn't matter because it looks really good, and I feel like we should live by that.
Yeah. Sometimes I forget that I got Botox, and sometimes I like can't wink well. It's like a strain. It's like,
Can I say something revealing about being a girl that's like really messed up?
yeah.
Okay. So I think the number one, like the meanest thing you can say about a girl is you can tell she had filler. Or like you can tell she got
That's
Botox.
like
That's
fighting words.
That's like actually you hate your guts. But if you like a girl, you go, "Oh my god, you look amazing. Like should I get Botox?"
Oh, wait. I don't know if that's better.
Really?
Yeah. Because you're assuming she has Botox.
No, but if you talk about like when you organically start talking. No, if you're not assuming, but if if it comes up and then you like that person, you go, "Oh my god, I'm getting Botox tomorrow."
Okay, I like that. I think the best compliment you can give another woman is that one, their smile. Like you have a beautiful smile. Like, oh my god, I love your smile. Your smile is so
If someone
beautiful.
said that to me, I'd faint.
No, because you know what? Julia Roberts. That's how I always think. I'm like,
She has a beautiful smile.
Julia Roberts.
You have a Julia Roberts mouth.
I've gotten that before, and I really appreciate that. And it's like anytime because it's like it's big, but it's gummy.
Huge mouth, but
gummy.
in a good way, in a very like beautiful.
People
like,
don't
oh
complain.
my god,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't think people would complain about
But
that.
I would say that's the best compliment you can give another woman. Or also, nothing to do with looks, your aura, your energy.
Yeah,
You have the best energy.
That's so nice.
And it doesn't even need to be like up. You know
Last
what I mean?
night, this girl we met told me that I was very articulate, and I was like,
You are.
"Thank you."
That's a
It felt like a very
Tremendous little-
specific compliment
that's your Capricorn moon right there.
right there, and I was like, "Okay, thank you." I feel really seen. The more specific you can get with someone, and the more seen they feel, it's like,
Of course.
it just hits so hard.
I just made a video about this. on the worst things you could say to a man. So like polar opposite here, but it's actually not the worst. It's like just subtle things. Like, and my joke was the fact that don't stoop to their level when they're rude to you. Just be an inconvenience to them.
Yeah.
And the joke was your shirt's on backwards and then just walk away.
Right. Just leave them to spiral.
And if you guys need any notes, just tune into that video. The comment section is it's amazing.
Oh my God, I need to look.
It's crazy.
Wait, what were the highlights?
They were like, has your hairline always looked like that?
That's crazy.
There are some really good
Do you think that
ones.
works though, like to actually disarm? Or would that
I don't know. I
inflame?
have. What I do when somebody is being rude to me is like I just sort of laugh and make it seem like whatever you just sort of ammoed at me, it doesn't really affect me.
I need that.
No need to be so emotional. Is that your real voice?
That's so crazy. Is that your real voice? See, this is why girls are so powerful, because we come up with such creative ways to hurt people. Like, that's so crazy. Because, like, we never use anything physical. We just have our brains.
Yeah.
And we just have our words.
Somebody goes, ooh, big feelings. Anyways, so
oh my God, I'm writing that
So
down.
long story short, just being inconvenienced to people who are rude to you, men, women, they, them, all of it. Like, just first of all, don't be rude.
Don't be rude.
Because
no one's
that
allowed to be
sucks.
rude ever.
Also, speaking of, while we're on the topic, somebody who wasn't rude at all, somebody who really changed our lives. We were on the subway the other day.
Oh
we
my God, yeah. This was
and
crazy.
This is a great story because this girl, where were we going?
I don't even remember.
Oh, we were going to your party thing.
Oh, yeah, we were.
We get off the subway and we're just I'm one drink deep.
Yeah.
And I'm walking up the stairs. I don't know if you noticed this, but when I drink alcohol, I get extremely feminine. You know what I mean? So like I'm not as tomboy, and I get just like.
Is that because it's your authentic self, or is that like, what does that mean?
Maybe, but I walked up the stairs holding my bag like this and holding my other arm like this.
Just chicken wing.
And I was just like this.
We should be doing that more.
And then
we should be asserting our feminine energy on the society at large.
Well, our feminine energy got picked up by another feminine energy, and this awesome girl was like, first of all, when we get noticed, it's really sweet because people act the way that I would act if I met somebody that I like enjoyed on the internet. Because they're like, she was like, not you two. Not you two right now.
That was actually my favorite thing that anyone's ever said. She was like, no, you guys are not going to just act like you're not next to me right now. She like did that to us. We're just walking in the same direction, and Fia and I were like in conversation. We just weren't paying attention.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we were blackout. We were stumbling. No, I'm kidding. We weren't. And she's like, not you guys right now. Like, don't even. And so then she's like, I have to tell you something. And we're like, girl, spill.
We're like, spill. We get up the stairs and she's like, okay, well, guess where I just came from? And we're like, where? Like, we go way back.
Yeah. And she immediately connected with her.
She's like, I just came from a dinner with my ex's ex. And I'm like.
And I was like, draw a family tree. What are you talking about?
Where's the diagram? Where's the diagram?
Yeah.
She goes on to tell us that, first of all, she found her ex's ex through this new app called. And this is not an ad. I know this kind of sounds like we're going into an ad.
We should get sponsored by them because this is the craziest thing I've ever heard.
It's called Tea.
And I wrote it down because I was like, this is insane. It's the concept is, you know that thing of like,
are we dating the same guy?
Are we dating the same guy? Like the Facebook group. It's that, but a whole app. And she showed us this app. It's pictures of guys.
Yeah.
And they all look like they could kill a woman. I swear to God.
No, for real.
I was like, I don't know if they're choosing terrible photos of these guys that like make them look really menacing. And I hope that's true because this is the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. They all were like, anyway. And then you can flag them.
Yeah.
And so it shows like the number, they're like comments on the people. And then like flags. And so she posted.
And a description of like what happened, your experience with this person.
And like the women chiming in. And I think you have to be a woman to be on the app.
You have to have like
You have to
like
submit
verification
like a photo or something.
of
you have to get
being a
verified
woman
in some way to be on this app. And literally, it was crazy. So she found her ex's ex through this app, and they decided to hang out and just like commiserate about this man. And she was like, he was a narcissist. He was so mean to me. Like
the
he
trauma,
blah, blah, blah.
they trauma
and she
bonded.
like told us some crazy highlights, and I was like, whoa.
Again,
what were
we
some
are
of the
in the
highlights?
middle.
I don't know. Should we say?
I don't really want to say, but
I don't
like,
want to like get into it too deep, but
we are in the middle of Union.
We're in Union Square, just in the subway.
Yeah.
Like, just in the subway, just
People are bumping into us. We don't care. We are right. We're sticking.
We were locked in with this. And it was, I was running late. I was like, no, I don't care.
Yeah, we didn't care. We were going to stick it out
I was
until
in
the
deep
end.
time with her.
It's probably like a 13-minute discussion in the middle of Union Square Station. Yeah.
And then she told us the whole thing, and we were like, thank you so much for telling us.
It felt like she needed to get, like, but she was just coming from that.
I would have done the exact same thing. I need to trauma dump so hard on everybody. I can't keep a single thing to myself if I legally had to.
I think the cool thing about being a woman is that it is just the most we're just natural communicators, and we don't need to know each other to communicate just what's going on in our lives.
That's how we bond, is talking about like deeply personal things. Mm-hmm. And I actually feel bad for men who don't, because I think a lot of men don't do that.
We have ball though, so that's pretty sick.
Yeah, they just toss ball.
We got ball.
They touch ball, they toss ball.
Toss ball. Hey.
Yeah, that's true. And it's a different kind of bonding.
And you get some of the same catharsis,
physical.
but it's very different.
It's physical. You guys bond through physicality. We
and
bond
like
through
LeBron James, and we bond through
emotions.
Did you see that?
Yeah, he loved that one.
It's like crazy. It's like he has words. Like it's like when you do a squeaky toy.
Yeah.
He's such an athlete.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you're here. You know what I mean? Like, do you ever think that?
Yeah.
It's like, where would we be without him?
No, actually, we wouldn't be anywhere.
Actually, we would be nowhere. But, Chris.
We love you, kid.
Love you guys too.
Chris is on his period. I don't know if you can see.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He has Kora. He's rocking Kora right now.
He's
just for the love of the game.
Going into, so we love her. We love her so much. We are wishing her the absolute best and luck. And I think that's what sort of made us think about, because I felt we were giving her advice.
Oh, yeah.
And so
people ask me for advice sometimes.
People ask us for
advice.
Which
I think is amazing, because I'm on the internet saying terrible things. Like, I'm talking about my biggest failures openly.
So we wanted to extend the questionnaire.
Yeah, we want to see if anyone else.
Some of our people, and start a new segment called Not Good Advice. And there were some writers into the pod Insta, but what did you pull? This person, okay, and we're gonna keep everything anonymous.
Yeah,
but this person said that. I mean, I'll start off strong.
Yeah, you go yours first, and then I'll look at mine.
It just said, having sex with a firefighter who randomly only texts me on Tuesdays. What should I do?
Okay, well, it sounds like he's busy fighting fires, and maybe his only day off is Tuesday. Wait, that's crazy.
Do you think?
That guy has a hotesh.
What the heck is that?
It's when he has a different girl of the week because why Tuesday? I don't trust that at all.
I mean, it's a schedule thing for sure.
Well, I would hope that, okay, first of all, he sounds really hot. Let's start there, because he's a firefighter. And
he fights fires.
I think, like, if he's in uniform, etc., I think you should probably just, like, let him ruin your life.
See, this is why it's not good advice. You know what I mean? Because she's saying it.
Also, something that Fia and I realized recently is that she has her antenna up about, like, men. And Fia is an amazing judge of character, so I, like, need her to, like, weigh in on everybody that I meet.
Always.
Actually, of everybody, not just men.
If we're counting, you know what I mean? Like, I can,
you call it every time. You're a witch, for real.
Within 2 seconds of them opening their mouths, I will say yes or no.
And you're right. And you will also predict the future. To success.
I did predict the future the other day.
Many times.
And it came true.
Yes. But anyway, I think everyone is like, I give everybody the benefit of the doubt.
And with this gal,
yeah,
seeking advice about this firefighter.
Here's what I would say. Wait, what do you want to say?
I was just gonna say, tap into the Google Cal and see what else he's got going on.
Oh, have you done that?
Smarter, baby, not harder.
That's crazy.
Is it?
That's cool, though.
I mean, no, I would never do that. I'm just like, it's not good advice, but it's kind of great advice.
I mean, that's like one way to do it. I would say the invert, which is compartmentalize and just build out your own roster and find other guys for the rest of the week.
Okay.
So that you can still keep your hot firefighter because he sounds hot. So I think you should do anything for him.
Don't.
Except for like.
Don't do anything for him.
Sacrifice any part of yourself at all or be emotionally vulnerable even for a second.
Does that make sense?
I followed. I think that was not good advice.
I think that was good advice.
You think
What's
so?
the next one?
Okay, let me go. Let's see. Been running with a guy every week for a month, but I can't tell if we are just friends. That feels okay.
Running feels oddly sexual. No, it doesn't.
Okay. Here's what you do. You kiss him. You should change in front of him.
What?
Just take your shirt off or whatever. Figure it out. And then look at his eyes and see. I don't know. Sometimes like people who are into working out, I actually really understand the vibe here because I feel like it could be like hard to tell. Mm-hmm. Because it's like there's an activity. And when there's an activity that you guys both have in common, it's like, well, what are we more committed to, the activity or me?
Ooh.
One thing that Fia has said to me that I found to be true is men are never friends with women that they don't find to be attractive.
Yeah. Men are and
heterosexual men.
Yes. Yeah.
Do we think that's still true?
Well, it's a When Harry Met Sally situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, like, he probably would.
I think in any case, in any scenario with hetero men and women being friends, there's always going to be a level of somewhat attraction on either side.
You know what's actually interesting? There have been people who have said that any friend that you are of any gender, regardless of your sexuality, if you have any friend, you're attracted to them on some level.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
Like,
but it's not even physical.
Style.
Oh.
Like a little bit.
Who said that?
I'm in love with you.
She's like, nobody said it. I said it.
And that's what you should do to your running guy. That's the conversation you can have. You say, hey, are you attracted to all of your friends?
Yeah.
And then just be like, also, I feel that way about you. I think that's a good one.
Or like actual, maybe some real advice too is to just say, hey, you want to grab a drink after this? Or hey, you want to grab a coffee after this?
Yeah. See if you,
grab a banana bread together.
I have a few questions too, which is, does he talk about other girls when he's with you? And how does he talk about those girls? You know, because like,
it's all about gathering information in this step of the friendship. It's gather. It's like, all right, these questions are important. Mm-hmm. Is he talking about other women? Is he bringing up dates that he's going on? Is he dating? Gather and learn, and then take action once you feel like you want to do that.
What's cool about the phase where you guys aren't dating, but you're getting to know each other as friends, is that you can ask a lot of personal questions with like no pressure at all.
Sure.
So you can figure out how you feel and what the situation is.
And with that, hell yeah.
And you know what?
Let us know how that goes.
Yeah, like shoot a DM over. I want to know.
All right, the next one. My ex and his new girlfriend come into my place of work. I work at a restaurant. Almost every time I am working.
What do you mean?
What does that mean?
Oh, they're obsessed with you?
They're obsessed. Can I?
That would be
case
so
closed.
weird.
Case closed. They're obsessed with you. But also she has some level of insanity in there too.
Or does she know? I wonder if she
Or maybe
doesn't
she
know.
doesn't know. You know what? Maybe she doesn't know. And I think for that, just keep ignoring.
Crazy.
Because it's doing something.
Yeah, you just have to like maintain the high road. Because if he wasn't, well, he's gonna break up with that girl because that's crazy. Sure. Like you don't do that if you're normal.
You don't surround yourself with your ex, with your new person.
If you have any option there, you would never do
Absolutely
that.
not.
That's crazy. Unless it's like the only restaurant in town.
Yeah.
Which that would be so funny. That's actually like a funny like plot.
That's a great movie.
Something. Yeah, like the only restaurant.
It's just the plot of Waitress.
Is that?
No.
Okay.
Next one.
Okay. I'm in a situationship with my friend's ex-boyfriend.
No.
Yeah. Okay. I love women and I'm on the side of women. What the fuck are you doing? Sorry. What?
Wait, say that again.
A situationship with my friend's ex-boyfriend.
Hey.
Get it together. Hey.
No.
Step off. A situationship. If that guy's not your sorry, and I'm gonna give you a stern talking to because I actually love you. And what I'm saying is that I love you, but you need to be better right now.
We're smacking you like
verbally. We're
not smacking.
And I love you, and I need you to hear this. Stop.
Don't.
Why would you do that?
Please don't do that. You're better than that, and you know it. No. Peen
is
more important than your friendship with your gal, dude.
You know, friendship is so, people are like, oh my God, relationships are hard to come by. Yeah. You know what's even harder? A good friend. And you know what? Those things last forever. Friendship lasts forever. If you're a good person. Yeah. So why don't you get it together and get your priorities in line? Also, hold on. Situationship with your if you said my friend's ex-boyfriend proposed to me, I'd be like, well, okay, so you're deeply in love. This sounds like a very difficult situation. I can see why you'd be conflicted. If you are like, he texts me every third week. Okay, how about you just step off, get a hobby,
step off,
and do not do this. Don't do this. You're making a horrible mistake.
Okay. We're railing into her.
Okay. How do we make this nicer?
Okay. I kind of just went crazy back there.
I know. I think I saw red. I saw red. I think I was just picturing if that happened to me. Well, because I've lost friends over.
I know.
Hey. Crying. That triggered me so hard.
Calm down. Dude, also couldn't get a word in. This girl was like a fucking tsunami of fucking sentences. I'm
gonna cry again on the podcast. I think I locked in.
Hold on. Wait a second.
It's the caffeine. I know you guys are looking at me like something different. Was that really bad?
Did you do a bump before?
So the caffeine's working.
Shit. The way. Okay. The problem isn't even this girl anymore, by the way. No, I'm just kidding.
No, now we have to talk about what just happened.
I lost you. You went up. I was still in the room and you were gone. Okay.
So
all in all,
you're doing great. That was actually, you know what just happened? That was about me.
Yeah, I know. We know.
And I felt it.
I know.
Somewhere it started about you, but it ended about me.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on, we're going to take a brief.
Sorry, I'm crying. If you're not watching on the video, I am sobbing.
So here's the advice we're going to give you. Take a step back and reevaluate your actions, because at the end of the day, we love you, we care about you.
Yeah.
But you gotta take care of your friendship, and you really have to worship that friendship, because you don't come across. And we don't even know if this is an incredible friend to you, but
yeah, if it's a casual nut whatever friend, then maybe it's
even if.
It's still not nice.
You want to be a good person. You want to make good decisions for yourself and for the people around you.
Yeah.
And, this might derail that
Also, communication is a valuable resource for you.
And you just triggered the heck out of fucking Yvette.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. Next one.
Are people going to look at me the same after?
Yes.
You guys are like, no.
I'm just thinking, I don't think we've missed an episode where you've cried like in
Dude, she just
months.
cries every fucking
and I love
time.
it, to be honest. I think that shouldn't stop.
Guys, I'm waiting. Sorry to make this about me, but I am waiting for my day of the
cry.
pod
I think
cry.
you're stronger than I am.
Do you? I actually
think so.
sometimes I do think I'm like the strongest one.
I think you are. I think you totally are.
I just kind of like coast.
No, I
know. Last night we went out. We're gonna get back on with the submissions, but last night I was deassociating. That's
disassociating.
Oh my god, deassociating. I was disassociating at the bar, and I was like, she's like in my ear, and I go, can I have a sip of? She was drinking water. I go, can I have a sip of that? She goes, are you okay? Are you okay? And I'm like, yeah. And then I started disassociating more.
Oh.
But I was fine.
What? Can you describe that more?
Well, I think it was the fact that I had to go back to my apartment and my jute rug was going to smell like freaking mildew.
Yeah, you were thinking about the jute rug. That was really weighing heavy on you last night.
It literally was. I kept and everybody that came up to me, I told them about this.
Smells bad.
Yeah.
You were like texting people. You were like, things are bad. Like my jute rug smells.
I'm having a weird day. I texted Jeff. I go, I'm having a weird day.
Yeah.
He's like, what's going on? I go, my jute rug still smells.
It's brutal.
Crazy. Okay. We're going back.
Okay.
This person fell for a guy in Boston, then moved to New York City 1 month later. This always happens. What do you think? Well.
Wait. They moved to New York and their beau is still in Boston?
Fell for a guy in Boston, then moved to New York City 1 month later. I don't know if she moved or he moved. But either way, this always happens for her, it seems.
I've been there.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I guess I have follow-up questions. Like, are you still talking?
Yeah.
Is it not working? Can you not do this long distance thing?
Would you do long distance?
I mean,
you do. Yeah, you do.
I do. I have.
But you're also really good at long distance in that, like,
I'm not.
visit and travel and stuff.
I think, but long distance is hard when both people are really busy and have opposite schedules.
Right. If you have like a flexible schedule or like a flexible job that allows you to like travel and stuff, which we are lucky to have.
Yeah. But for her, I feel like. It seems like this isn't going to move forward.
Yeah, the tone of it sounds like that.
And if, and here's my thing. I don't want to drop your name, but if the things that are meant for you will find you. If this person is supposed to be with you, he's going to find a way to be with you. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Which is the number
It's called
one
effort.
The number one piece of advice is that I've gotten also in my life is that. And it is literally the hardest thing to internalize.
It's patience.
Yeah.
It's perspective, I think.
And you know what? Just vibe.
And it's just vibe. But ultimately, like,
just vibe out.
It's just the weirdest thing to digest, though, to be like,
to feel like
if this is
someone and
and then have it not work and then be like, well, we tried.
But
and
one thing I will say, though, about, like, the time limit sort of relationships where, like, you meet someone and then you move, or, like, you meet someone and that, like, geographically, whatever, sometimes you let yourself be married to that person because it's going to end, but that's actually not what it would have been like to date them for real. Does that make sense? Like, you let it rock because you don't have to, like, take it slow or be careful about it because it's not real. So then your brain gets like confused and is like, oh, well, that's because we are actually like meant to be.
I feel like you just sort of rearranged my brain.
Did I say words?
No, it made sense. I got like halfway through, I got distracted by Fia because she was in the trance.
Are you disassociating again?
She was disassociating.
Come back.
Are you?
It's the rug. The
You
rug
need
gave
water?
you brain damage.
Yeah, there's chemicals
I have
in it.
mold
I think.
in my brain now.
Bro.
My brain is molded. Well, I hope that you feel better. And I hope that I'm talking to her.
No, I know.
I hope
but-
that she feels better about the situation. I hope that our not good advice somewhat helped you in some capacity. Also, bitch, let me just like explain something. If you're the one that moved to New York City, babe, you want to be single. Like you're going to have so much fun, especially coming from Boston. Like I did that 2 years ago. And leaving Boston and coming to New York City is like entering Disney World. You know what I mean? Like it's rides. There's you can go to Epcot. You can go to Universal. You can go to Brooklyn, right? Like those are all the same things.
Yeah.
So it's like
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn is its own. But regardless, if you're the one moving to New York City, you're gonna have so much fun. And this person, like I said, if they are meant for you, they're gonna come to you. And if not, you're gonna find somebody else.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's like, and also being single in New York, it's not even about like
Everybody's single
to date. Well, yeah, everyone's single in New York, but it's not even like being single in that way. It's like, or like, oh, I want to date people in New York and whatever. I mean, that's part of it, but it's more that like when you're single in New York, you can just do literally whatever you want, whenever you want. And it's the most free you'll ever be because you can do anything here.
The amount of free will you have here is actually
you can do anything,
limitless.
anytime, whenever. And like, if you're thinking about, oh, I have to call my long distance, whatever, or like just limiting. So
do you have another one?
Yeah, I have one more that I think is the classic in love with my best friend, but never technically been friend zoned. Question mark.
Maybe, do you want to weigh in on that?
Hey.
I was in love with a best friend.
Yes.
And I never told him.
Yes.
Until now.
And it's coming out live on the pod.
Live from
you say his name, you go, and by the way, I'm talking about you.
No. I mean, it's such a slippery slope with falling for your best friend.
Super hard. We've both been there.
I mean, there's two routes you could take. You could take the route that I took, which was bury it.
Which is build a deep hole and cover that hole
and
up.
Put yourself in it and then cover it up.
And then drown.
And 4 years
Suffocate.
through. Yeah. But one thing maybe you should try is something I've never talked about this anywhere, but something that totally snapped me out of being in love with that person was tripping on mushrooms one night.
That's so funny.
I don't know how, but it just some clarity thing.
Was the person there?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And that was why you think? Because you saw him that night while in that state?
And it just, something clicked or unclicked. And I was like, I woke up the next morning, I was like, I don't feel anything.
And were you sad or was it just like
no, I felt
Nothing?
relieved. I felt relieved because I was just like,
because it wasn't working.
It was never gonna be anything.
Work. Yeah.
And it was just like I wasn't considered anyways. But maybe you should do shrooms.
Do shrooms.
That's our not good advice.
That's actually really good not good advice in a good way.
But sometimes when you do shrooms,
it's good not good advice.
And also do it responsibly. Like I'm not saying like go crazy. I'm just saying like maybe a cup, maybe a little bit of chocolate.
Just a little
bit.
And make sure you're getting it from a reliable source.
Yeah, reliable source. I am not condoning anything irresponsible here, okay? But if you do, take it easy. And
start small.
And it kind of just rewires your brain a little bit in a really cool way.
Or go for a run.
But that's the advice I would give. And I would say dealing with your friends and emotions and feelings like that, again, collecting as much information as possible will help you in the long run.
Yeah. I would say you have more time than you think. And that's hard to remember, but it's true.
Mm-hmm.
And also think really long and hard about what you want from that person before you say anything. And then I also don't think there's any harm in saying, hey, this is how I feel.
Sure.
I think the key with that conversation, though, is make sure that they know it's you and you're not putting any pressure on them so they can, like, think about it. I just saw a clip from Millie Bobby Brown, and this was the situation with her and her now husband. And they were like,
crazy how that like actually works sometimes.
I know. And they were like they were friends. They would talk all the time on the phone and stuff. And I think they had never met.
Oh.
And she was just on Call Her Daddy, and I like saw a clip. So I should probably listen to the whole episode. So maybe I'm butchering this. But like but yeah, and she was like, we were on the phone, and she made all the moves.
It's awesome.
She was like, hey, just, like, I don't want to impact our friendship, but like I have feelings for you, and I think we should like meet and like be together kind of.
That's awesome.
And he was like, and then he took 24 hours.
Yes.
And then
I think
came
that's
back
so
and was
important.
like, yeah, let's do it.
That's awesome. I love that. Well, best of luck.
Good luck, and I'm sorry.
Good luck. Okay, last one, and then this one was just, I think, is like I feel like it's just like a typical guy one.
What?
But it goes, girl I've been on one date with has started calling me babe, and I don't know how to feel about this.
Oh, she's love bombing you. Get out of there.
You think?
I hate babe.
I don't like babe, but can I call you baby?
Well, yeah, that's unless it's right.
You know that song?
I do not.
Are you actually kidding?
What the hell, Chris? That's Fia's number
my
one
song.
smash
I'm
hit
sorry.
banger.
Get up.
Are you even?
Get up.
It's like, why is he here? We started with, Chris, we love you so much. End of the pod. What the hell are you doing
Get
here?
this guy out of here.
You're.
That's okay, Chris.
He put the hood on.
That's
yeah,
okay.
As you should.
Here's
you
the
should
thing
listen to it
about
after this. It's beautiful. No, I think that's either a hilarious bit or she's clinically insane. I struggle with vulnerability, so I would never do that. I would never call anyone babe until we're married.
Really?
Yeah, there was what?
No babe before marriage?
No babe before marriage.
What about during
sex?
Yeah.
I've said baby during sex, yeah. In my like relationship. When I was like, it was like a year and like 6 months in.
Oh my God.
Like, okay, fine. But it was only because he wore me down so hard. Like he kept.
What is that? Whoa.
He kept calling me babe.
Oh. You were talking about sex and then you said he wore me down.
No, you're right. I'm
like
sorry.
You
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
into
We're all getting triggered on this episode. No, no. He just kept calling me babe, and I kept saying, "Don't call me babe," and then he was like, "No, but you're babe," and I was like,
I think babe is like, I don't know.
I grew to kind of like it because it meant something to him.
Yeah.
And then now it's like, okay. But yeah, I guess now I like feel a little bit more connected to that word but I think it can be funny. Like I'll call like my guy friends babe sometimes when they're acting like children.
Sure.
In like a cute way where I'm like,
I say babe, I say bub, I don't know.
Do you have a pet name that you go or call people or?
No.
Okay.
I usually, you know what I do? I abbreviate usually with
Yeah.
people's names. I'll be like, YS.
Yeah.
Something like that.
That's fun. I like to make up names for people.
I mean, that too.
If like my best friend from college and okay, so all of my friends from like growing up, I have completely fake names for them that I call them. Like my friend Julia, I call her Judy. It's like a whole inside joke. My friend Yael, I call her Carl.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah. No, I get it.
My friend Emily is Emberg.
The nicknames.
Yeah. So I like to do like a crazy nickname.
As a form of endearment?
Yeah, because that's like who anyway. Well, I think back to the original question, break up with her.
Yeah, if you feel uncomfortable and you want to continue dating her, maybe communicate that. And if you don't want to, then break it off.
Also, or just grow up. It's just a word.
And it's just a gal really liking you.
And she's just a girl being a girl. So if that's all she's doing, and that means she literally likes you, who cares? I think everyone's so dramatic. They're like, oh my God, she likes me too much. How about you just relax?
Yeah.
Let's all just hang out. Let's all just like each other and be honest and open and just freaking.
For sure.
Like, wouldn't life be so much easier if we were just like just being straight up?
No. That would cause a lot of problems in a lot of people's lives, I think.
But then it would immediately resolve, no?
Nope.
Okay.
Let's move into some heat that we have been seeing this week, living in New York City.
Oh, yeah.
And you're definitely not an influencer, but I tail the line.
Well, you'll talk about like what you're using and like lifestyle-y stuff as well. But that's not your bread and butter.
I'm not an influencer. I influence in some ways, but not well.
No, I'm terrible at it.
But there's a lot of heat going on about New York City influencers all over TikTok. And I mean, we don't really have much to say.
Heat. I mean, yeah,
we're not really involved.
We're not involved.
But I will say one thing. I get invited for some reason to these like really crazy
events,
high up events.
And Fia brings me as a plus one. I really don't get invited to these things directly. Like it's you.
We went to this and so this leads into this story. Yeah. Sometimes I think people take themselves really seriously at these events. We went to this event last week. We came from a podcast episode in here. I was, as you guys saw last episode, I was in a rugby shirt and Diggy's pants, and you were in a butter yellow baby sweater.
Yeah.
And we walked into this event because it was like, you know, whatever. Didn't get the memo. It was disco themed.
Right.
Didn't get the memo.
That was key.
We walk in.
And also, I feel like I pushed you to go to this because I was like, oh, this could be good to, like, connect with this brand because, like, you know, maybe we'll work together at some point. They're, like, a nice, reputable brand. Like, we should be seen by them. We should show, like, that we care.
We should show
that we care.
Yeah.
And then we walk in, and they look at us immediately, and they're like, they were so upset.
I felt like I was in middle school again.
Yeah. Because the people, you have to understand the people that put these events together, they are unbelievable at what they do. They plan everything down to the beverage names, the little details. There's things out everywhere. These are the most elaborate and stunning events you've ever been to. And they have like corporate money. So it's like nothing is spared. It's like crazy. And then they like tell you like dress this way. And then we just go, no. And then
they we like, walk up and they want to shoot us with a gun.
They were like they looked at us and they were like, we were on the list, so they like couldn't say no to us.
But when we walked up, they were like
they were like,
are you sure you're at the right place?
Like it was like tough,
and I was like, yep.
And I was also like, I mean, because I was like, well, whatever. I mean, who cares? It's just like a brand event.
Don't.
And we don't. I mean,
we don't care.
We don't care. Which maybe we should care. I don't know.
I don't.
I mean, it's like nice if you want to like play along, and like I appreciate the validity of an event. I think one thing that does stress me out is a dress code. That's one thing about me. I hate a costume party. I hate a dress code. I hate all of that. I'm like, just let me wear what I'm comfortable in.
I do like a costume party, but I don't want to do disco on a Tuesday night.
Well, that's also the tough thing about this is back to like what living in New York is like. It's like I've never just gone to one thing in a night. And so like if you tell me to dress a certain way, I also had like a show after this.
Right.
Party. So I was like, I can't wear that.
We also had the podcast before. So all in all,
show up.
These New York City influencer events are to a level that I can understand from like people picking it up online that it's boring. It like sometimes, and I'm not saying
it's very sterile.
It's very sterile, but it's like everyone's trying so hard.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that in like a belittling way either. I'm just saying like that's sort of the norm.
Yeah, the pressure of the situation demands that you take it very seriously,
right,
and sort of like dull your sparkle to like conform to this thing.
Yes. And we'll do the opposite, and I think that's like I'm not trying to like make us to hold.
Well, it's just because we have other things that we're doing.
Well,
yeah.
Sure, but we walk in and it's like this isn't end all be all. This is an event that we got invited to that we're very lucky to be at, and that we're very lucky to be networking with the people that are in this room.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
some really cool and interesting people at these things, and we have friends that go and like.
But
it's fun
at the end of the day, I'm not going to let somebody look at me wrong and have that affect my entire night because of what I'm wearing. I'm just not.
Yeah.
That's my whole callback with this whole thing. It's like,
yeah.
I think people need to give less of a shit
about what other people think. Yeah.
Especially
I mean, that actually
here.
goes on both sides, because it's like the people who felt like other people were judging them, and then now those people who are like that at the top, quote unquote, whatever, that feel like, oh, we're being called boring, like,
or mean or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, okay, I mean, everyone's gonna have an opinion.
Of course.
So
I mean, our opinion on it is that you just gotta be authentic. And to anybody that's like giving these New York City influencers heat, like, I get it.
But also, like, what do you want to see them do?
Like,
I don't know. I guess my question is,
that's what they're doing.
It feels like I don't know. You know what what really gets under my skin is when people give like criticism without offering any alternative.
Yeah, but that's what hate comments are.
Exactly. But I think that that's just like the basest form of feedback. It's like you just are talking to talk, because if you had something to say, like, if you don't like someone, then scroll. If you have like, I don't know. I mean, it just doesn't feel productive at all to just like sort of tear people down.
And one other thing I will say about that is, like, I've had my fair share of run-ins with people that aren't the nicest.
Yeah. But does it ever bother you? I mean, in the moment,
and
I'm sure
maybe
it's like,
in the moment it's like, it's a sting, but it's like, I get to go home and still be myself and still have the friends that I have.
Yeah.
And not let that affect me.
But also, you know what's interesting about this, that is that whenever someone's sort of like weird to me in public, my first thought is, oh, they're socially awkward.
Sure.
I don't internalize that ever.
I think this is the advice that I'm going to just like leave on. It's like, it's everybody else's problem.
No, like low key. Yeah. If you don't like me, that's your problem.
It's a personal problem for the other person. And I think moving forward with this influencer shite, because I've seen like
people shouldn't be bullying though. I mean,
don't be bullying.
If there's like bullying happening, that's like really not
we don't
cool.
condone that shit. Grow up. But I've just seen like mutuals sort of like tell their side of these things.
Okay.
And I appreciate like the transparency, but it's also like, you guys, we can be bigger than all of this.
Yeah.
And we are.
Yeah.
For the most part. It's just like, I don't know.
I feel like
giving it a light is
But you know what's funny too is that like the critique of like New York City influencers, I feel like that's just critiquing influencing in general. Right?
Sure.
Because it's like, yeah, influencers are just showcasing their lives.
Yeah.
And there's not like a lot of substance there. It's supposed to be, it's a genre. It's supposed to be digestible.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be just like, oh, she's pretty. What lip color is she using? Like, you're not watching those people because you want to like think and laugh. And
I wouldn't be the person unless it's really affecting me. I don't know if I could go on and make a video about other influencers and be like,
well, that's true too. I actually can't think of something that would make me speak directly and about somebody else like that.
And let me tell you, I've been wronged. Like, I've been not bullied, but like,
people have been rude.
People have been so fucking rude. The name drops that I could throw out there, absolutely. But that doesn't feel like me. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't feel like, those aren't my morals. Like, I have other things going on. Yeah, I don't need to be.
Also, I do think that in these situations, it's worth just like keeping that information and also just giving people the benefit of the doubt. Like, not in like, oh, I mean, if someone's being horrible to you, like,
don't let anybody be horrible to you.
Yeah, just don't hang out with them.
And don't get it twisted. We are not defending any sort of
I just think you have
ill
agency
behavior
in these situations.
Yeah, it's more, I think it's a personal thing in the sense of like, how, as you, the person being affected by this, how are you going to deal with it? Are you going to rise above it, or are you going to directly communicate, hey, this wasn't cool of you to do?
Yeah, and also, I mean, inherently, these situations are sort of set up in a very specific way that it builds a situation of like, there's a guest list and you get invited or you don't get invited. And there's people that like there's an arbitrary sort of, or an actual threshold of who gets invited. So then when you there's like inherently built an in and an out group.
Right.
And so I feel like it's sometimes people get carried away with that in general. I think that's human nature. It's like Lord of the Flies. It's like, it's like when you feel like you're in, you need to protect being in. And when you're out, you're kind of like, if you decide to care, you have to like be, you know, want to be in. And then the people that are in then are scared of being out, so then they act in that way. It's
a revolving door.
It's a revolving door, and like you have to remember that you just can't let anyone dictate who your value in anything.
Fucking amen, kid.
Especially a makeup brand.
True. Just keep doing you.
Just live your life.
Keep doing you, and
try and make people laugh. Try and be authentic.
Try and be kind. Like, be kind. That's my biggest thing. Like,
and be generous even to people who aren't nice to you.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I mean, don't let those people close to you, but just, you know, say, okay, they're dealing with something.
Yeah, it's their problem, not mine.
And you also never know. My mom always says to me, like, well, you don't know what happened to that person that day. Like, I've had, like, coworkers in the past when I worked at my past job that I would be like, she's such a bitch. Like, I can't understand, like, why she'd be mean to me. And my mom would be like, maybe her husband has cancer. Like, you just don't know what's happening.
I mean, yes, but don't be mean either.
I mean, don't
just
be
because
mean.
Don't
be mean. But also, you know, everyone has bad days.
Okay, with that, I hope everyone has a good day.
Yep. Have a great day.
And carry yourselves with grace. And give people the benefit of the doubt. And
I feel like we were moms today.
This was a
older sisters.
special.
We were your babysitters on this podcast episode.
We were giving not good advice, but also good advice as your babysitters.
Yeah, and sorry I lost. I lost
Dude,
it.
She lost it back there.
Don't remember me that way. Remember me as like the ha-has. Anyway, come see me do stand up.
Yeah.
Check my website for dates.
And look out for the Greenish Room. And we love you guys. And guess what?
We've always said that.